What is going on, Wolfpack? Savage here. Today we're going to be breaking down another submitted gameplay, but this isn't from a viewer. Technically it's from a viewer, I guess, but this is from my dude, and you guys may be familiar with him. My man Expel will be dropping into some solo gameplay, and we're going to be analyzing and breaking down his entire match. This will give you guys an insight on how a top tier player works solos, manages circle rotations in order to come out with a win, and how he uses his movement to his advantage in the middle of a gunfight. If you guys have not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the Wolfpack today. Also, leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes for my dude Expel. And also, if you guys are tired of playing by yourself and you want to meet other players of equal or even better skill than you, make sure you join our Discord community. It is growing and people are getting W's. So if you guys want to be a part of that, make sure you join. It is free. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the video. Here we are spectating again my dude Expel, and he is dropping into his favorite spot in the entire match. You guys have ever checked out Expel, and I will link all of his socials and Twitch channel in the description below. But if you guys have watched him, you know he goes here 9 times out of 10, actually more like 10 out of 10 times. But it's a good spot, especially in solos, because as you can see, there are players everywhere. You guys don't have to go... Hold up one second. All right, I want to go ahead and break that out. But first, you guys don't have to land Superstore to get a lot of kills. You guys don't have to land Hospital to get a lot of kills. You guys can land at other compounds in order to come out with a lot of kills. And this is exactly what he does. And this is why he prefers this spot. Multiple reasons why this spot is a preference of his. And I know from playing with him, there's buy stations everywhere. If there's not a buy station here, which there happens to be, but if there's not a buy station in this area, it's usually across the street by the hill, or usually over here by Titties, or even over by train station. And again, it's just such a great rotation spot because you can go, 20 feet any direction and hit a buy station. But let's rewind this a little bit because I was running my mouth. Once you guys notice what he does in this gunfight, and it's just simple things like this that can really change the entire momentum of the match and how you play this game. So as you see right here, he's shooting at an enemy, and the enemy is running right. Expel predicts that he's going to run right, and instead of chasing him around the corner and just getting into this ring around the rosy thing, which a lot of players fall into, he predicts the movement of him coming out. He stays right here. That way he can watch the left side and the right side. And then when the guy crosses the right side, he gets the quick snap and gets the kill. Again, that may seem minute to a lot of you guys who are advanced players and things like that. But again, remember, most of the people watching these videos are newer to the game, and little things like that can literally change the entire fight. Most people in that situation would round the corner and chase him into the kitchen instead of watching through the kitchen window. And when they end up doing that, the guy could be around the corner, get a quick melee kill and actually kill us, or he could be baiting for the shots, just ADSing on the door, and then right when you round the door, he pops you in the head. So again, I like the way Expel used the corners to his advantage. He had line of sight on both entrances and exits, so the guy really couldn't go anywhere without being shot. All right, here we are going for the search objectives. And again, guys, searches are the best way to get money right off the rip. It's the fastest way to get money right off the rip. It's definitely recommended. Granted, Superstore hot drops, that's an exception to the rule. But if you're landing anywhere else on the map, you definitely want to go for the search objectives if you're trying to get a loadout right off the jump. A lot of people like running the free loadouts, and that's fine. But again, if you wait around for the free loadout, you're missing out on a lot of kills early game. But I will tell you, my highest kill games have come from mid to end gameplay. You don't have to get all of the kills in the beginning. You can legitimately get 1 or 2 kills in the beginning and still drop a 20 kill at the end. It's all just based on how you want to play the game. All right, so now that we have the contract complete, one thing you could do at this point is go for flag objectives. Again, I firmly believe since the game came out that flags are the best way to get more wins consistently. However, with saying that, you do run the risk of not getting as many kills. So if you guys are going after 20 and 30 bombs, I don't really recommend flags. I've dropped some 20 kill games doing flag objectives, but it's not really that often. You just kind of have to play the luck of the draw of whether enemies happen to be rotating your direction or not. I'm not really sure what he heard. Apparently Expel has the hearing of a hawk, but he does believe there's an enemy here, and not only does the heartbeat confirm it, but of course the armor satchel that was right next to him also confirmed it as well.
Okay.
Look how powerful the one-punch shotgun is. I told you guys this a few days ago. Once this update came out, the one-punch shotgun is destructive. It is a ground loot weapon, and as you can see, it's very similar to the MOG in Blackout. If you guys played Blackout, you know how interesting and awesome the MOG was. This is kind of like that. You can kind of whip it the same way. All right, but we got our AMAX and the MP5. We noticed there's a guy running right here. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Rewind the video if you didn't, but there's a guy running on top of the building. Expel's the right place at the right time. We now know there's an enemy in front of us, and he just picked up the search objective as well. Guys, this goes to paying attention to your minimap. If you're in an area, you always want to remember where objectives are at, whether you get them or not. That way, if you notice that one disappears relatively near you, that's a dead giveaway of where an enemy's at. So not only can you buy a UAV to detect enemy, not only can you use heartbeats to detect an enemy, not only can you get bounties to find enemies, but if you pay attention to the objectives on the map, it's a clear giveaway as well. All right, so he spots the enemy and he doesn't shoot at him right away. A lot of players in this position would just go ahead and start shooting because they saw movement. You want to plan your fight out. You don't want to shoot him right here, mostly because, well, one, as you saw, he went from one spot to another real quick, and there's a lot of cover here. The last thing you want to do is give away your position to the enemy. That way the enemy has time to rotate, to out-rotate you, get on a high ground, and have a better position than you have. So Expel's patiently waiting to engage in the fight. And it ends up working in his favor really well. All right, enemy just vaulted right above you. Again, the enemies are gonna end up running at you whenever you get in a gunfight. So you want to always be prepared to, when you finish a gunfight, get ready for another guy to be coming to you, because a lot of people, again, there's so many ways to find enemies. Sound is one of them. Whether you have suppressed gun or not, people will chase down the audio. So always prepare to get in another fight right after you finish one. All right, here we are. He went and bought a UAV, and he's gonna chase down another enemy who just happens to be at the compound that the last dude we killed was at. And here we go, another Billy Joe Becky sitting on a rooftop, camping like it's no one's business. Again, guys, try to get out of the habit of camping. I know a lot of people have the fear of dying in this game, but again, it's a video game. You're gonna be fine. Huh? This man has put himself in timeout. This man said, I've been bad. How is Expel going to kill this man? Thinking a shot to the head, maybe an execution. I'm feeling an execution. Maybe stick him with a thermite. A shot to the head. That's very classy of you, Expel. Good shit, bro. He could have teabagged him. He could have hit him with the execution. But you know what? He let the man have an honorable death. And he shot him in the skull. I love it. All right, we got shots from the enemy, but the enemy was fighting somebody else to the left. He was shooting down off the roof. So as I like pushing the building, but just be aware of the enemy he was shooting at. A lot of players will get in this mindset to just tunnel vision on the enemy and not worry about what the enemy was happened to be doing before you pushed them, right? So the last thing you want to do is get yourself pinched. The guy's probably laying prone watching the doorway, if I had to guess. Oh, it's his body. Wait. Who killed your boy? I didn't hear a gunshot. I didn't hear suppression. I didn't hear anything. We got the crack on the guy. We got shots on the enemy, and we come up here, and he's dead. No sound, no nothing. So this is a little sketch right now. And from this position, because the enemy you're shooting at just died, you got to be really careful. You have the rooftop to your right. You have, oh, there's a sniper glint from the tower. Boom, baby. I was about to say, you have the rooftop to your right. You have fire station. You have the rooftop from police station. Then you have the green building behind you. I'm sorry, not the green building. You were on the green building. The two-story right behind you on this mini map right here. So you're surrounded by high ground. So you just gotta be very careful. Holy shit! You gotta be very careful. You gotta be very careful sitting on a rooftop where a player just died. Because you're probably gonna be shot as well. Now, again, I don't understand players' mindset. The last thing you want to do as a player is put yourself in these cubbies. If you're gonna loot, that's fine. But if you're going to throw a loadout drop down, the last thing you want to do is go here and just to wait. Because if an enemy does push you because he's going to see the red smoke, you're allowing the enemy to outposition you right off the bat. So of course you're going to lose a fight. I hardly see people sitting in here and winning gunfights. If for whatever reason you want to stay safe, grab the loadout drop, run inside of police station, and drop it on the floor. That way it lands on the rooftop and you can safely get it. I say safely, you still have rooftops around you, but you have a better shot at outplaying enemies than putting yourself in a cubby like this. And if you're not understanding exactly what I mean, a main thing to look at is if you're in this position, if you're in the position of the enemy, what would you do right now? What would you do? You threw thermite in there, so now you're forced to get from behind, you know, the water container, whatever you want to call it, right? Not to mention this fight's going to cost you some plates. So yes, if you have 5 extra plates in reserve, you could fight it a little longer, but you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to run to the loadout drop without getting killed to get the loadout that you need. And also, even if you do make it to the loadout drop, then what? You get your loadout and it disappears, and now you're out in the open and you need to die. This is just a bad tactic. Again, you guys are feeling comfortable calling in a loadout stash, just go inside a building, drop it on the bottom floor, and let it land on the rooftop and then get to the roof. Granted, only do that if you have access to the rooftop. Holy shit! I hardly see people sitting in here and winning gunfights.
I hardly see people sitting in here and winning gunfights. I hardly see people sitting in here and winning gunfights.
Yo, your dude's cracked! Oh no. What? That was a little sus. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, hold up. Let's rewind that real quick. Okay, I want to go ahead and point out first off, he doesn't miss a shot, right? Doesn't miss a shot. And then mid-air jumping with an Uzi, he again misses no shot. Now, I'm not one to accuse everyone in the world of hacking. But again, right there, misses no shot. It just beams. Beams. Either A, this is Shroud's son, or B, I'm not 100% sure, but let me know what you think in the comment. Cheating or not cheating, let me know, guys. All right, here we are. We won our gulag. Now we're trying to find out where to go. If you guys die in the gulag and, you know, this first circle's about to collapse, right? You got a timer down, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it may be. Just hold your position in the air, float around high, hold your parachute high up. I always tell you guys, don't hold your parachute. That's if you're low to the ground. If you're this high up, ain't nobody shooting you unless they're actually cheating. Nobody's gonna be shooting you at the air. So just hold your parachute high up and wait for the free loadout drop to come down. That way you can get a loadout. Boom! Told you. All right, so here we are landing our free loadout drop. Now, this is a pretty sketch area for a loadout drop to go. You have your compound 1 right here. It has line of sight of an open field. You have compound B with the blue rooftop with a line of sight on the open field. And then you have in all of Quarry as well. This is by no stretch of the imagination a no-go. This is definitely a spot you want to go to. But just be prepared. If you land in an open area like this for a loadout drop that has compounds surrounding it, you're probably going to have to get in a fight. Especially since there's 3 loadout drops here, so get your guns and get them fast, dude. Don't sit there and think about what you want. Expel. Don't sit there and think about what you want, bro. What the hell? You're messing up my video. All right, but now we're in a position. We have $1,700. We need plates. We need money, and we need some kills. We only got 6 kills. I say only. We only have 6 kills and 48 enemies left. All right, so we have a vehicle that stopped, and he blew it up for whatever reason. That's weird. All right, he got the shot, instantly switches to his weapon. This is drastic right here, guys. When you get a sniper shot and you break their armor, you have to always switch to your secondary and try to get a couple more bullets on him because that could kill him, right? Snipers are really powerful, and a lot of times you'll break their armor, but you won't get the down. So if that happens, just switch to your secondary and try to get the shots off. But now the enemy's in a position where he's gonna have to play it up. So you have the advantage, and you have the enemy camping in a corner. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. But again, as we were running in, an enemy was shooting at us, so you got to be ready for that. And here is little Becky Joe. Absolutely. I mean, I didn't even see a tracer come out of his gun, and he got shot 300 times.
An enemy team is hunting you. Stay alert.
I don't understand that at all. Again, I'm not one to accuse people of hacking, but here's the thought process in this, right? 1, again, he didn't miss a single shot. 2, not only did he hit every shot, which is possible, there are a lot of people who are good at this game. We usually hit every shot. He rotated to the exact side that Expel rotated to, and then this whole fight's a little weird. So I'm a little sketched on this guy right here. Let's see how this battle unfolds. Not to mention, you do have a bounty pushing you as well, so there's a high probability that you might get third-partied, or he might get third-partied, which would be a great option too. Now, moments like this, people with heartbeat sensors, Expel, regret it and they wish they had concussions, because all you would have to do is throw a concussion at that bitch, bounce it off the wall. You always want to bounce them off the wall. That way it gets a little bit more height. It doesn't land next to a box, not really stun anything. You always want to bounce it off the wall that way. You can get the stun. But if he had the stun, he could easily push in there and get the kill. Now, I want to see what the enemy does with us on the roof, crouch walking, because there's no possible way an enemy could predict this. It does look like the enemy's running to the other side as well, though. Now, you gotta be careful with doing this. I like the fact that, you know, during this fight, you're utilizing, you know, not using audio with running around. The enemy's coming right back to you. Watch this. Watch this, chat. Again, no way. There's no way the enemy knows you're here. Pretty sure he's in this room just waiting for you. That's weird. But again, as I was saying, guys, when you're on the roof and you're in the middle of a fight and he was trying to, you know, quiet down his audio, which was a great play, just be aware that there's probably an enemy around us with a sniper rifle, with the new marksman being pretty strong and people getting back to their sniping routes. You're gonna have a lot of snipers in the game from now on, so you got to be very careful of putting yourself vulnerable. All right, we have the guy at the gas tank doing the 1-2 step. He's stepping sideways and using a cluster strike. The last thing you guys want to do is waste a cluster strike for this. If you have an enemy sitting on the roof of a building and you call it a cluster strike, guess what he's gonna do? He's gonna run inside. So that enemy just wasted $3,500 for nothing. I think it's 3,500, not really sure. But again, not really a good utilization of the cluster strike. Clusters are great. Clusters are extremely great. If you have a team pushing you and you need to suppress them for whatever reason to rotate to a better position, or you're just in a 1v2, 1v3 and you want to try to spread the enemy out a little bit, they're great tools for that. But if you have an enemy camping in a building, I would never call in a cluster strike, ever. All right, but we do have the high ground. However, we don't have much cover. If we get shot from one side, we could jump to the other side of the building. But if we're getting shot by both sides, you're kind of vulnerable. But I do like the fact he's on the high ground and taking some nice, easy shots at this Joe Blow right here. I don't know what that guy's plate situation was, but while he was behind the rock safe, if he would have had plates, he should have plated up before he moved out. You don't want to run the risk of running at the sniper who just broke your armor with no armor plates. All right, there's an enemy right there behind the trains, just crouch walking. Expel crouch walking on the roof was fine because there was an enemy under him and he didn't want to give away his position by, you know, clanking his big ass feet around the rooftop. But that enemy right there, there's really no reason for that. There was really no reason for him to be crouch walking right there. Oh, cool. You got a self-res. Sick. Sick. Great choice by Expel using the vehicle to push to the enemy sooner. That way he could actually pull that play off. If he wouldn't have done that, if he would try to walk to the enemy, the guy would have been, as you saw, on the rooftop, and he would have been in a better position. So I like the fact that instead of Expel running straight for the enemy, try to get the execution, he got in the vehicle, utilized the speed of the vehicle to make it to the enemy faster. I mean, we got a UAV in the air. He notices an enemy up here. I don't know what the hell that dude was doing. It looked like he was laying prone plating up, and I guess he was I guess he was in a fight with this guy over here. Again, you notice that Expel always sees people running along tree lines, running through bushes, and it's just something you have to train your eyes to detect. All right, there's an enemy right there. It was running right in front of his vehicle. Oh, God. Okay, he threw thermite at your vehicle, but thank God you have the trophy system. All right, Expel's bailing back to plate up. Now, I don't like this. I understand you guys want to bail from fights if you don't have cover. That way you can plate up, right? But he does have cover. The vehicle's sitting there. I would have utilized the vehicle as cover. Running from the fight gives the enemy an opportunity to out-rotate you or change his position without you knowing. If you stay with the fight, you don't run away from it, you know where the enemy is. If he runs left, you'll see it. If he runs right, you'll see it. And you have the vehicle to work into your favor. So you can sidestep, get some shots off, sidestep, get some shots off, plate up, utilize the windows in the vehicle to see where he's going. And then you can kind of win the fight fast and early, right? But bailing back, and I get the mindset, he wants to start the fight fresh. You know, man versus man, everyone's got full health, everyone's got full plates. I get that. But again, this puts you in a position where you can't see what the enemy rotates to. So essentially, we're kind of blind right now. The enemy could run left, he could run right. He's probably running right because clearly he's not running left, right? But the enemy's probably utilizing the hill to his advantage to outwork you and outposition you. So I'm not really a huge fan of bailing from that fight. This fight could already be won. You could already be going on to the next enemy. But we're just going to go ahead and bail from it and play safe. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with the fight, guys, by all means, you know, do how you want to do, play how you want to play. But because of the position you were in, because you already had the high ground, I definitely would have engaged that fight. That way, he didn't end up in this position. Now, again, you're not plated up. He broke all your plates this time, as opposed to only 1.5 originally. And now you're engaging him in a mid-range battle with a sniper versus an AR, and he seems to not miss. Granted, Expel is an animal with the Car 98. Holy shit. That could be real bad. And this is exactly why. I wouldn't have bailed from the fight originally, because now the enemy is just working you and out-rotating you and just blazing down the laser, especially as a sniper. If you guys are sniping, you've got to maintain a certain position. If you're in a close range fight, make sure you keep it close range. Snipers in general are just handicapped when it comes to mid-range fighting. I don't care if you're a good quickscoper. I don't care if you're the best sniper in the world. If you're fighting a guy who's half-assed decent with an AMAX or an M13, you're going to have flinch because he's going to be beaming you. And here we are in these mid-range fights where we're not able to get the advantage. We're not able to get this enemy killed. So every time we end up bailing out, the enemy just blazes us down with an AR. Or we try to turn on him and peek him from the tree. Again, he just blazes us down with an AR. As a sniper, I try to avoid mid-range combat as much as I can. We're better in close range, we're better in long range, but with ARs as accurate as they are, and with people using Cronus's and striker packs and scripts in general, you just can't contest them with a sniper rifle. You just really can't. However, I do like the fact that Expel put himself in this position to wait for the enemy to come to him. And this is exactly my point. So how he was head glitching up here, let's see if I can rewind it. So as he's head glitching right here, he can see the enemy if he crests this hill at all. The enemy peeks up, he'll have a great opportunity to head glitch him, because again, this is a head glitch. The enemy, if he was to see us, he'd only see our head and maybe the top of our gun. It would make it extremely hard for him to be able to laser us, right? And on the flip side, if the enemy rotates right, guess what you can do? Oh, you just look right real quick. Just keep checking the right side, making sure the enemy's not there. And if he is there, then you go out and try to challenge him. But again, you want to try to keep as much range as you can behind the enemy. And notice that. Notice that. You get the hit marker of the sniper, but if you don't get that headshot, that gives the enemy ample amount of opportunity to get the shots off on you and kill you. And again, you know, we couldn't get him with the sniper because every time we try to ADS and get the snipes off, he'd end up shooting us and we would get too much flinch. So he swapped to his MP5 and was able to get a pretty decent mid-range kill on the enemy. But again, this whole entire thing could have been avoided. We could have saved our plate box. We could have saved our plates. Should we have just fought the enemy close range around the vehicle? All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in a 1v7 situation. There's an enemy flying off right in front of us. Guys, I'm trying to spread the anti-parachute awareness campaign, yet a lot of people are still doing this. When it's this late in the game especially, you do not use your parachute if you don't have to. There's no reason for this man to be bailing out anywhere. He could just walk down the hill. How lazy do you gotta be? This guy should not be doing this because the chance of getting killed in this small of a circle is very high, especially when you don't know where all the enemies are and you're wearing a bright ass orange shirt. Come on, bro. Camouflage. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Expel's gonna get the hits on this guy. And of course, he's going into the building to, you know what? That's right. He's going into the building to camp. Now, if you guys want to sit in a building, that's fine. Do what you want. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not going to hate on you, at least in this video. This is not the play. This is not the building you want to be in anyway. Again, you want to be on the high ground. Honestly, you want to be on the high ground. That way you can shoot everybody on the low ground. The chance of being able to peek that window and shoot someone on a hill using trees and ridges and rocks as cover, very slim to shit. This guy was dead before he even realized what hit him, right? The last thing you want to do is leave the high ground, force yourself into a building, and just peek windows, because with snipers being as powerful as they are, you're going to get headshotted. Hey, Expel, did you not just hear me? But we have 5 enemies remain, and this is a pretty big circle again for 5 enemies. What do I always tell you guys when you're sniping? Back out of the window. Back up, man. Back up. You got your rifle hanging out. You got your arm hanging out. You're waving to the crowd. You ain't Miss America. Step back, bro. You don't want people to see you. Step back. You can see everything perfectly fine. What's an extra 2 feet backwards going to do for your sniper shot? Nothing. Nothing, but it will protect you from getting headshotted by some Billy Joe Becky with bad eyes out there, because he's not going to be able to see you if you step back because you have shadows and this and that. All right, so here we are, still 5 enemies left, and we've got to make it to safety. In this position here, it's real questionable on where to rotate to. If you go left towards the high ground, there's a house up there, and I guarantee you probably someone's going to be sniping in the window. That's just how it is. Again, you get predictions from this game just by playing it over and over and running into the same shit, because players always play the same. But if you stay on the low ground, you also run the risk of someone in the tree line sniping at you, someone in these buildings sitting here sniping at you, and again, people on the high ground peeking over to shoot at you. So there's really not a best way to push this circle. All right, but we're moving across, and we're utilizing the walls and the building as their cover. Again, there's really not a perfect way to push this circle. It's kind of just play the odds. Again, I wouldn't push the high ground because of that house with the window. He would have complete visual. In fact, that's the house right there, the yellow one to the left. There's really no trees or cover to protect you from the sniper in the window. If there is someone there, you happen to be sniped, it's probably from that fucking window, dude, every time. All right, one thing you want to avoid doing, if you notice, he's holding his lungs while he's ADS. As a sniper, you don't want to hold your lungs until you see the enemy. Basically, I'll be ADS with my AX50, and I'm doing this, I'm swaying, and the moment I see the enemy, I hold my breath and shoot. That way I can conserve my lungs. The last thing I want to do is be sitting here holding your breath, holding your breath, holding your breath. Oh shit, you start to sway because you're on out of lungs, and then the enemy peeks and gets an easy shot on you. So that's just one tactic as a sniper you definitely want to utilize. Now, as I was saying, if you did push the high ground on the left-hand side right over here, and you did go up here, you would only have a couple of trees to protect you to push the house. And again, with the guy sitting in the window, that's just not a play I would rather. We do have another enemy running down the hill to the left, though. I don't know if you saw him or not. There he is. Gets this. I honestly thought he was going to hit him. I was pre-saying gets the shot, but he didn't. All right, someone did just die over there as well. So we know there's 2 enemies over there still. So we just need to account for the other 2. Now, it did sound like the guy was shooting in the house, so that sniper you're originally fighting could have been killed by what sounded like an origin. All right, we have shots to the right. I'm assuming red house is exactly what I'm assuming. And someone did just die. All right, so we have to move across to the high ground without being shot by all the snipers. And we have to do it fast. We have 30 seconds before the circle starts to collapse. And when the circle starts to collapse, the option to run up the hill to the right goes away really quick. And the option to run up the hill to the left also goes away really quick. So you want to make sure that you push now. You don't want to sit here and wait for the circle to push you out, because even if you have a gas mask, it's going to take a lot of gas mask to be able to run, you know, from here all the way up and around through the gas. So you want to move fast. Now, you do have a vehicle in front of you, which is awesome. It's probably what I would do. However, again, we heard shots coming from this building. I'm assuming whoever got the kill was sitting in the building and they killed someone running towards them. So you got to be very careful. The vehicle could be baited with C4, or because it's a 1-story, the guy could just quickly throw C4 at the vehicle. So be very careful with that. I would probably go in here, pick the fight first, get the kill, and then get in the vehicle and drive to safety. Now, in our video a few days ago, I told you don't ever take vehicles in game. However, there are a few exceptions to the rule, and I'm glad that this is the position we're in. If he gets in the vehicle, that again would be considered an exception. Let's see if he does, though. Again, I would definitely fight the guy inside first instead of getting in the vehicle. Oh shit. Hey, we got it. Hey, hell yeah. Dude, that dude threw C4 from here to there. Didn't they nerf the C4 throwing? Holy shit, this dude's Kobe. No shot. No way is he gonna get this res up. No chance in hell. Instantly jump over, go prone, played up. I love it, dude. Why he didn't execute is beyond me. Beyond me. Now, you got to be careful now, because if the enemy up top, which we know there is one, whether it's the sniper you originally shot or it's the guy who was in there blasting people with an origin that we heard, there is somebody there. So because it's a 1v2 situation for each of y'all, right? There's 3 players left. It's a 1v2 for everybody. Because it is a 1v2 and that guy heard a vehicle explode, he's probably going to be trying to peek over to get a shot off. So you got to be very careful and win this fight very quickly. The chance of getting headshotted from the hill is very probable. Oh, whoa. This dude just went ahead. What the hell this dude's doing? What? This guy just downed you and did not give a shit about getting the execution. That was a drastic mistake on his part. You were in the middle of the street. He should have executed you. There's no reason not to. No reason not to. It's solos. Of course, everyone's going to have self-res, bro. Now, they're in a fight, and while they're in a fight, it's the perfect opportunity to go in there and get an easy kill. Oh, shit. Fight's over. No shot, bro. I love the fact that he's using thermite and absolutely ripping the enemy a new one. He throws thermite in the window on one side, goes up the stairs because he predicts the enemy is going to run to this side. Duh, there's fire on the other side. And then he throws another one, forcing the enemy to run back through the other thermite and get damaged. And here we are. He's... What a troll. What a troll. Expel! Brother, GG. Yo, Expel, thank you for submitting the gameplay, brother. Really enjoyed it. A lot of questionable things about the enemies there. You played great, of course, as always. One thing I would recommend, grow some hair. That's basically it. But again, there are so many mistakes the enemies made. I really hope you guys learn from their mistakes. I want to put out these videos, that way you guys can see positions players are in and how they negatively affect their gameplay and how they positively affect their gameplay. And also, if you ever find yourself in the exact same position, say as the guy in the attic that we just killed, you guys would actually learn what to do and what not to do and how to out-rotate the enemy. Now, as far as that fight was concerned, at the end, the enemy getting third-minded, he instantly should have jumped out the other window and predicted that Expel was going to run inside, because it's exactly what everyone does, right? You get a hit mark, if you get broken armor, of course they're going to push up the staircase to try to get the easy kill. That's just what players do. At that point, just jump out the window, start popping some plates, and rotate around the building, because if you jump off the window and you start rotating around the building, running circles, the enemy, or as in our case Expel, would then have to try to predict which way the enemy is running and counteract the play off of that. Would the enemy still have died? Probably, but it's still a better option than sitting in an attic and letting the inevitable happen. But again, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and also leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes for my dude Expel. And again, if you think that homeboy at the beginning was hacking, let me know in the comment section below. Y'all have a good one. Until next time, good luck in Warzone. Again, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you check out one of these two of my favorite videos. And as always, make sure you subscribe by hitting the button over my shoulder. Y'all have a good one. Until next time, keep on improving.